Hello everyone. Can you all hear me? Let me know if the sounds or the audio is okay. If it isn't, I can adjust it little by little. But yeah, today, or tonight I should say, I am playing Super Metroid. This is the original game. Soon after this will be a ROM hack by Elminster. You'll be playing Redesign, so look forward to that. Plus, also, you can donate towards saving or killing the animals. All that good stuff. Okay, so I am going to get going right now. Oh, my cursor was on the thing. Sorry about that. Anyway, welcome to Super Metroid. You'll be seeing me do a thing called arm pumping, which is where I am pointing Samus's cannon angle up and angle down repeatedly, and that moves me a pixel forward each time. So it's not like a big deal, but over the course of this speedrun, it will save me a little bit of time. Thank you for the good luck. I am using the moonwalk ability, so as Sally pointed out, I will be trying out this new trick that was discovered maybe about a month ago. Ooh, I ran into the door. So this this whole sequence here in the beginning, this is Sarah's station. You don't want to fight Ridley because that takes way too long. So instead, we intentionally take damage, and when your health drops below a certain value, Ridley will take off, and you can start the escape sequence, which I'm doing very bad at. There we go. 40 is pretty bad, but hey, we didn't die on the first thing, so we're on our way to Planet Zevs. Interesting to say, this is the game that precedes the game you just watched, Metroid Fusion. So this came out in 1994, and yeah, I've been speedrunning this game for, I guess, 4 years now? Off and on. Off and on. It has not been a constant speedrun. It's not something that I've kept up with for the entirety of my speedrun career, I should say. Anyway, there are no enemies in the beginning of the game. Oops. And here I'm going to set up the trick. It's going to take me a couple tries. Nope. I want to show you guys this trick because it's new and it's pretty cool to see. If I can get it. I'm probably wasting more time setting it up than... Oh wow, okay. There it is. So, took me a billion tries, but there it is. I was pretty nervous about setting it up. But essentially, it's a 6-frame trick, so it shouldn't be that hard, but again, I'm pretty new to it. But when you have the moonwalk on and you you use one of your angle buttons and you do the moonwalk, you will fall at an increasing rate. Apparently, the game doesn't give you a falling value. It doesn't give you like a falling speed value, so fun things happen when you do it and set it up there. So this is standard early game fare. Collect the first 2 items. There are no enemies, as I just mentioned. So just gotta navigate this area as fast as you can. When you go up this elevator, the space pirates will have been alerted, and you'll have to fight your way through the planet now. So you might be familiar with this game. Oops. Having a hard time here. I do a different climb. There's a lot of wall jumping in this game, but for this section, I just do some ledge grabbing. This area is what we call the parlor. So there are these little enemies called the gamers that are in your way. You just need to make sure you platform as cleanly as possible. And here we're coming up against the first mini-boss. So we grab the bombs and we're gonna have to fight this statue. Surprise, you're trapped inside this room. The biggest thing about fighting this mini-boss is that you don't want to blow his head off. As you damage him with the missiles, his head can come off, and there's a little animation where it happens, and that wastes time. So, if you count correctly, that should never happen. So, to shave the animals. I like that one. We can shave the animals. Hey, thank you, Shmi Man. Whatever option keeps it close. Well, you guys will have to remind me when we get to that point. But I might be whimsical and make my own decision. Your donations will be going towards the game after this, towards the redesign. So, Elminster will be at your mercy. Taunt the animals, that's also a good one. So this is early supers. Normally you're not supposed to be able to get past those gates that I rolled under, but using a technique known as mothballing, I get to keep my run speed while in a morph ball state, and that lets me just roll under the gates. Normally you need Speed Booster to get those supers, but Speed Booster is all the way in Norfair, and we need supers right now. We don't want to fight Spore Spawn, which is another mini-boss, so we will skip fighting him. Hello, Blue Plasma Spark, thank you. All of my Super Metroid buddies are here to watch. Metroid Pride. That'd be a pretty cool name for a Metroid game. Ooh, that's very interesting. I got a big health drop there. Usually those big little cactus looking enemies, they usually drop super missiles. But I got a big energy drop, which is not what I wanted, but I should be okay. I have a lot of missiles. Well, it can be. It can be, Fuzda. Oop. Let go, jump too early. So as you may have noticed, I'm doing an old route. There is a new route where you go up the red tower. I have gone down the red tower. This is the more conventional, traditional way of beating the game. I'm going to fight the first boss. This is Kraid. Comes out of the ground, and I just do a little quick kill right there. Sadly, I didn't get any ammo. I didn't get any missiles, which is a letdown. But Kraid gives us the Varia suit, which protects us from heat, so we can go into Norfair now. So the trick to that quick kill is you want to hit Kraid during a certain animation as he's opening his mouth. And when you do that, it keeps his mouth stuck for an extended period of time so that his weak point is exposed, and then you shoot 3 supers and he's dead. So now we're going into Norfair. We have a bunch of items we want to collect that will make us go even faster. First things first, we're gonna grab this energy tank. You need at least 3 energy tanks to complete the game. If you don't have 3 energy tanks, you will die to the final boss. And this is one of the nice little item pickups that you can get. It's the high jump boots. Increases the distance in which you can jump. And I'm just collecting some more missiles. We do need a certain amount of missiles and super missiles to get to the final boss, so that is also important. Just making sure that I don't take too much damage. This room is called the Rising Tide room. Oops. Oh gosh. Had a little setback there. And we call this the Bubble Mountain. You see me jump through that door, and that looks slower. It looks pretty slow, but what I'm doing there is I'm fixing the transition. Basically, okay, I shot my missiles too early. Basically, as you go through these doors, the game will try to fix the transition where it moves it up or down. And by jumping through that door, which I'm going to go through again, it will shorten the amount of time that it needs to do. That it needs to do fixing. I can't speak. I'm sorry. I always have this trouble when I have to commentate games that I play. But I hope you're enjoying the marathon so far. Right now, I just picked up the speed booster. Indicative of its name, it does make you go faster, so... Gotta make sure I hit that gate, and here you're supposed to have the grapple beam to traverse this pit, but we're just gonna do a nice little wall jump and collect our first beam, which is the wave beam. The wave beam is incredibly useful, especially when you have power bombs, because when paired with the power bombs, you are able to do a power bomb combo where you use the charge beam with another weapon or another beam that's equipped, and while you have the power bombs equipped, it will do a special attack. So now that we have these items, we're just gonna leave Norfair. Oops. And we are gonna go back up the red tower and over to the wreck ship. Pretty good drops. I have full supers, which is a good thing. But I don't have very many missiles, which it's probably not a big deal, but I would feel more comfortable if I had more. I didn't shoot the door. Hello, Karen. Yeah, all those failed moonfall attempts. Glad I was able to at least show it off, despite all the time loss. So this is the red tower climb. If you do a shot that goes up like that, you will shoot out the blocks that are blocking your way at the top. So now we have another weapon to our disposal is the power bombs, but we won't be using the power bomb explosion itself. Ooh, that little spike was in my way. Yeah, the power bomb explosion itself isn't used very often in the run. Only in a few spots, but we're using the power bombs mostly to open these doors. So if you've seen any new route runs, you would notice that they go this way first. Ooh. Okay, we're just gonna spark across the moat. Hello, Sean Gas. How's it going? So this is one of the harder bosses in the game. This is Fantoon. And he's hard strictly because he is very random. He can give you very favorable patterns and sometimes very unfavorable patterns. The latter being the most common. Okay, so again, I have the power bombs equipped. And right there is the power bomb combo. That is the X Factor. Shoutouts to Marathon Luck. We got the best pattern. I'm a little bit low on health, but Fantune was very nice, and he gave us 2 very good patterns. That fight can be pretty tricky if you have the moonwalk equipped. I had to change some of my habits now that I'm using it. So we're gonna go into this room over here. We're gonna collect these supers. They're the most convenient supers to pick up. It doesn't take very much time. And another benefit to defeating Fantune is the power becomes restored to the wrecked ship. We got some extra health, that's good. So this is the attic. This is usually a pretty tricky room, but I'm gonna use a power bomb, some supers, and my speed echoes to clear it out pretty quickly. Yeah, the Sports Spawn supers are in good place, right? Ooh, okay, missed a damage boost. I'm gonna farm a little bit more. If I can grab this health, I want the water to go down a little bit lower so I can set up this Shine Spark. Normally you're not able to get the Shine Spark charge that early, but I'm doing a technique called stuttering and tapping. Basically the game checks on certain frames when you're pressing the dash or the run button. So by tapping it on in those segments, I can get the Shine Spark charge a lot sooner and in a lot shorter distance. Pretty decent. Well, I did get pretty good luck, so. So now we have the gravity suit. It's not really obvious what the gravity suit does, but it lets you move freely in the water. I ran into the door. I think I'm just gonna grab these missiles, just to be safe. So what was I saying? Oh yeah, so now we have the gravity suit that grants us access to another area, which is Meridia. Earlier we got the Varia suit. Fun little fact about the Varia suit, it's supposed to be called the barrier suit, but because of the way the Japanese say things, it has been translated to the Varia, so. So my health is pretty low. My ammo is looking good. Can't complain about that. But we might have to do some safety strats later on. Yikes, I almost got caught by that yapping moth. That would have been disaster. I didn't get the jump into this area. This is called the fish tank. Ooh. A small energy. I guess that'll do. So normally you can spark up this area. This is called the Mount Doom. And just do a little wall jump there. Make sure I pseudo screw. Ooh, that was a mistake. So now we have to fight another mini boss. A little bit nervous because my health was under 100, but we're all good. And we got good drops too, so the luck will save the run. Ooh, okay. So now we have full energy, now that we've gotten our third energy tank. Yeah, against Bot Wound you need to make sure you use the Power Bomb combo. I'm gonna do a halfie here. My climb was not very good, by my standards, I would say. You can go full across this room. We call it the full halfie. But I'll settle for a halfie, so. You gotta make sure you have super missiles for those doors. Well, the eye door, you can use missiles, but it's much slower. It takes 3 missiles. And you have to wait in between each shot. So we're gonna use the tapping technique again to get a Shine Spark charge. You can damage this boss using the Shine Sparks. Alright, pretty good. That boss was Dragon, and for every frame that you are Shine Sparking through Dragon, it will do lots of damage. Grab that energy, that health, get the drops, and we are rewarded with the space jump. I'm gonna do a little damage boost. Yeah, I haven't really been explaining damage boosting, but there's... Every time you take damage, you can hold the jump button and hold the direction away from which you are facing. And that will send you at a much greater speed than you can usually move without the speed booster. So after I kill Dragon, there's a chance that you can get something that's called the blue suit, which is what I had. Basically, it's a Shine Spark state that is activated by crouching, and you have the speed echoes and everything. So now we're just making our way to the Plasma Beam, and the Plasma Beam is very powerful. Yeah, just a reminder, guys, there is a donation incentive for the next run coming up, which is Super Metroid redesign. And you can donate to save or kill the animals, so... Just gonna clear out this room using the plasma beam. I think I killed that guy down there. Nope. So we almost have all of the beams that we need. The last beam that we need is the ice beam. And when combined with the plasma and the wave, it does the most amount of damage with your charge shots. So that's what we're going to pick up next, is the ice beam. We're just going to make our way out of Meridia and collect the ice beam, which I think I said. I think I said the charge beam. I meant to say the ice beam. And then after that, we will go fight one of the 4 last major bosses. Or one of the 4. Again, speaking is very hard for me while I play the game. I'm going to grab a drink of water. So we're back in Lower Norfair. Alright, we're back in Norfair. We're gonna make our way to Lower Norfair. But this is a small little detour. Another benefit to the ice beam is that it freezes things, so we are gonna use that to our advantage. We're gonna do a mock ball right here to get onto the gates. I'm doing a little bit of backtracking. This is the disadvantage of the old route compared to the new route. There's a lot more backtracking in the old route, so. But the old route is a lot safer, so I will take the time loss of backtracking for the benefit of safety. In this marathon, anyway. I'm going to try and do a damage boost into this next room. This lets me keep my speed. It's a nice little damage boost that was done by the TAS, and the setup was made by a good friend by the name of Chronic. Chronic Sauce, if you're out there, we miss you. But welcome to Lower Norfair. I'm going to try and do another pretty tricky Shine Spark setup. In that short distance, that is the fast pillars. This is aptly named the worst room in the game. There are a lot of enemies, and most of these enemies do 50 damage to you. I only have 182, so we want to watch out for all of these guys. So I'm going to use my plasma beam and kill these enemies known as the Kyre Hunters. Those enemies are pretty random and very unforgiving. They also do 50 damage to you, so again, need to watch out. Oop, okay. Well, we'll take it slow. These enemies here, these are the metal pirates. You have to wait until they are vulnerable. And then just make sure that the plasma beams are right on top of them, so that it will double hit them and kill them in one shot. Okay, so we are back and we are fighting Ridley. We're trying to find the baby Metroid, and this is the person that took it from us. Ooh. It's good that Ridley is pogoing, because it's a lot safer, for sure. There's a safe spot on the left side of that platform there. So when Ridley is pogoing, you can't be hit. And that's the end of him. Yikes. Ooh, okay. So I want to... I'm going to do a different strat. I wanted to do a damage boost into that room. Would have made it a lot smoother. I have failed the damage boost, so... have to improvise. And do a nice little speed mock ball there. It's gonna break the bomb blocks. Okay, just want to make sure don't run into these enemies. Another good thing about having the plasma beam is that when you shoot, if you shoot the enemies and move through them at the same time, you won't take damage. The plasma beam has the ability to pierce, has like a piercing shot, so... Don't worry, I've never seen this game before either. We're going to... do it that way. I can't remember how many power bombs I need. But, yeah. Grab some extra health. Ooh, lots of big health. Oops. Misremembering where I shoot and all those things. So a few minor mistakes, but we're still alive. We have good ammo. This super count is usually unheard of, so can't really complain. So now we have to do some backtracking again. Made our way out of Norfair, and now we're gonna take a small little shortcut through Meridia. We want to go all the way back to Criteria, which is where our ship is. Ooh. Oop, I was stuck in the tunnel. So now we have all the necessary items to complete the game. And we've defeated all 4 of the major bosses, so we can proceed to the final boss. Use my space jump there to conserve my speed booster. Where's the spring ball? Well, sorry to say, the spring ball is way too far out of the way. If you watched Metroid Fusion, the spring ball was featured pretty heavily. So hopefully that satiated your spring ball needs. So, sort of similar to the original Metroid, after you defeat the major bosses, you come to a certain room, and it will unlock the area it will unlock the final area, I should say. This is Torian, and we have some Metroids to destroy. You have to destroy all of these Metroids to proceed on to the next rooms. So, my super count is pretty low. I'm gonna try and increase them by using missiles instead of supers. Whoops. Ooh, I hope I got a damage boost. Yep, okay, good. So this is a cutscene. Going to be introduced to the big Metroid, also known as the baby Metroid. I'm going to try to go for a skip here. Ooh, this is laggy. A lot of jumping, but we made it. So that is known as the big Metroid skip. Skipping the big boy. And that saves a good amount of time. Usually if you don't skip that whole cutscene, that whole sequence, you have to refill your energy and stuff like that. Oh, okay. No, I'm getting hit. So that was Mother Brain 1. The reason we have all that ammo is so that we can defeat the first Mother Brain phase. There will be a second phase, which is much more dangerous. So I have to count here. What was that, dude? What was that? I don't know how I didn't get screwed up, but so it was so weird what happened there. Mother Brain 2 has 3 different attacks. It can spit out the bombs, it can shoot the I-beam, it can spit out these onion rings, and then when she gets damaged to a certain point, she will shoot this arm beam that we call the catch-up, and that you want to avoid the catch-up at all costs, because that will do at least 100 damage to you, and you do not want your health to drop below 300 damage. So in that instance, I wanted to intentionally take damage from the little bombs that came on the ground, because those only do like 20 or 40. And I was expecting her to shoot the catch-up at me, but she didn't do that. She shot like an I-beam or something. And then she shot the catch-up. So when I jumped, I thought the catch-up was gonna connect, and that would have been all she wrote. So hey, good pull. Anyway, I hope you're all enjoying the Power Up with Pride marathon that we're doing. Coming up next is a ROM hack of Super Metroid known as Redesign by my good friend Elminster, so stay tuned. Again, I do have the moonwalk enabled. I am a smooth criminal. Okay, so there's another moonfall that I can set up here in the escape. But I can't guarantee that I will get it since the other moonfall took me so long. Nope. So I'm falling at normal speed. Nice. Angle spark has failed me. I was too far forward. So that's a nice little bonk. Whoop. Appropriate fall speed. Anyway, that's Super Metroid. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned, because Redesign is coming up next. And you can donate to save or kill the animals. I would say you have enough time to feed the cats. In fact, I should probably feed these cats here in this household as well. Anyway, my name was Just the Fence, and thank you for watching Super Metroid.